Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we entertain entrepreneurs, have them learn stuff, and sometimes even make breakthroughs for the world. I want to introduce my good friend and returning buddy, Marty Labrado. It's good to see him again. We have my good friend, Sean Chun. He's a master at business. He'll yell at you if your logo's bad. And we have Juan. He's a master in cryptocurrency, and he's also a journalist. Very interesting. And we have our main speaker, Isaac. Now, Isaac's been working on products, which I think Marty will find interesting, product launches and stuff like that. And he's also doing technology in the sense that he's releasing software products. So I thought you guys would find this interesting. He's going to go ahead and present and share his screen. I'm going to shut up and be amazed at what's going on. So check it out.
Is everybody there?
Yeah, we're here, brother.
Okay. Hopefully my mic is fine now.
It's good. It's good. You're good. Let's just do this. I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time, Isaac. I know you're a busy man, so go for it.
No problem. Okay, no, great stuff. I'm going to be launching a product. I call it Set Video, and this product is launching on the 4th of September, right? And what I'm going to be talking about today is the build-up towards building this product. I remember I had a discussion with Kareem a while back and talking about authority. So authority is also the one reason why I'm building this product, right? Because authority is basically the reason why why people make money, why people make money online, right? Real money. All right. Can you all see my screen? I'm sharing my screen now. I hope you can see it.
You need to speak up a bit, Isaac.
Can you see my screen?
It says mailing list. Yeah.
Okay, great. So everybody talks about building an email list. It's all about building an email list. When you start doing online marketing, and when I started, that's exactly what I started doing, building email lists. And they talk about the money being in the list. It's all about the money being in the list all the time. Now, the big question that I asked myself was, if the money is in the list so much, then why is it that spammers, people who scrape email addresses, people that get email addresses the illegal way, why aren't these people rich? And that's the big question. Why aren't these people rich? And I asked a few of my mentors a while back, and they were saying that the reason is because they do not know your business. So if you could create a capture page or an opt-in page, a squeeze page which is branded, when you send them emails, they will know because they'll remember that they opted in to your list, right? They chose to be on your list. So what I did is I started to put together squeeze pages like these. You've probably seen these pages all over the internet, right?
Yep.
Where there's it's all about a big promise. They promise that you're gonna get something for free, and all they want is your email address. They will give you a free ebook, a free guide, free report, and all that. And I've built a lot of these. I built tons and tons of these squeeze pages, and I built a lot of email lists using these squeeze pages. Now, if you can imagine the kind of results that I got, was I built like really big lists from these email lists from using this method here, which a lot of people are using today. A lot of people are using this method. But over a period of time, my lists were dying. Right now, anybody who's using these squeeze pages, I don't know if you've had the same kind of results. Is there anybody using these squeeze pages to collect email addresses? Anybody out there?
Well, we're starting to use them, as you know, your help. You've been watching me build capture pages for our business, but no, actually, we're not using any not yet, anyway.
Okay. So a lot of people. This is very, very common. A lot of people are using these squeeze pages to build email lists. I've built a lot of lists using these same squeeze pages, and the results that I got over time, within a period of time, were just basically just dead lists. Within a period of time, a list would die. In the beginning, when people opt in and they give you their email address and you give them the free report, you would get a few people taking action every time you send emails. But because you're competing with a lot of people for their inbox, there are a lot of people sending emails to the same email address, and you're competing with a lot of people. Within a period of time, within a period of like a few months, right, the list becomes dead. The list will die because people just stop, responding. They stop opening your emails. So the biggest challenge that I started to have was people are just not opening my emails anymore. You get something like 15% open rate if you're lucky, right? On average, people get something like 8% open rate, which is very, very low. And in our industry, in the online marketing industry, which is very unfortunate, people go for volume. So what I mean by that is people would say, just because now I'm getting only 8% open rate, I must try and get as many opt-ins as possible. I must try and get something like 100,000 opt-ins, which costs a lot of money. Chris, are you there?
Yeah, Juan, can you please mute your microphone? We can hear you typing.
I am sorry about that. I will mute my microphone.
Thank you.
Okay, no, great stuff. So what would happen is, because online marketers think like this a lot. They think, okay, if I'm getting opt-ins of 8%, if I'm getting if my list is responsive only by 8%, which means 8% of the people are opening my emails, let me try and get as much traffic as I possibly can.
That makes sense.
Let me try and get 100,000 people on my list. So 8% would be a little bit of a big number, right? So the downside about that is it costs a lot of money to do that, because it means that you gotta, if you want to do that really fast, you gotta spend on paid advertising, and you're gonna spend a lot of money, right? If you're gonna go the free traffic route, it's gonna take you a long time to try and grow your list into that 100,000 emails.
I agree with you.
So that's the downside about this. Now, what I started to invest my time in the past 5 years, I invested a lot of my time in marketing psychology. So that's what I did. To say, okay, yes, we understand that people don't open their emails as much as they did because you're competing for their inboxes. Companies are competing for the same inbox to get attention, right? It's no longer like back in the days 10 years ago when you get 3 emails, right? Right now you go to your email, try check your inbox, you get something like 50 emails a day. Now it's all those companies, all those people are just competing for your attention. So the open rates are dropping. So what happened was, one of my mentors, who's an authority in the space, because he was giving so much of good value, I found myself going through my inbox, looking for his name to open his email. Now, I don't know if you've ever done that before, where you go through, everybody sending you emails. You go through all the emails without opening them, and you find the one that is most important to you. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the whole idea is we need to realize that it's not about growing the size of your list. Okay, growing the size of your list is important, but it shouldn't be the core, the number one thing. The number one thing should be realizing that behind every click, behind every email address, there's a human being, right? And we have to stay more relevant than everybody else that's competing for their inbox. So if we can stay more relevant, and more important than anybody else in their inbox, they're gonna open our email.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I wanted to add something. I really like how you follow up with people with an actual email message about how they're doing, how their family is, how their life is, how their vacation was, anything, how their pet is, instead of just, hey, here's an autoresponder message, because nobody cares about autoresponder messages. I never got excited for one, but when someone writes me an email, I'm like, oh, they at least care enough to type something in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I understand. You get that personal, the personal touch. If you feel like it wasn't just an auto-responded message, it was a real message, right? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
we
great.
agree. Yeah. We're just being quiet for you, brother.
Okay, no, great. So because of that, we said it has to be possible to stay relevant, more relevant than anybody else, to be able to compete more than anybody else when we send emails to somebody's inbox, right? So now the next question was, where's the money? If the money is not really in their list, if it is really in the list, but your list is gonna die anyway, where's the real money? Where's the real money, right? So 5 years ago, about 5 years ago, I was blogging on Facebook, right? And I told Kareem about my success of blogging on Facebook, where I built a crazy following on Facebook, and I started selling my products on Facebook, right? And I got great success engaging people through Facebook, right? Chris, did I share that with you as well?
I don't believe so. No, this is pretty much sure this is the first I'm hearing about it, brother.
Okay, but yeah, I built that was my first breakthrough, was engaging my following on Facebook and selling them products. So I didn't even use an autoresponder, no fancy tools or anything. I was just, I remember it took me about 3 months to get about 10,000 followers on Facebook using some of my strategies. And then what I did was, when I ran my campaign, my first successful campaign generated about $882, right? I made that from a single campaign in a day, and that was my first breakthrough. Right? But then I realized something. It's not really, the money is not really in the list. It's not really in the email list. It's not there. The money is in the relationship you have with your list, right?